If you keep hearing about AI agents and you're trying to figure out what's going on, focus in with me for just a minute and I will try to break this down simply. So here's what's going on. First, let's define this in the simplest way possible. An AI agent is not some magical employee that runs your business. At its core, it's a sequence. It's a set of steps connected together, with AI plugged into different parts of it. So instead of a person doing step 1, step 2, step 3, you're having a system do it. That's it. That's all it is. That's what people are calling an agent right now. And as soon as you can understand that, a lot of the noise starts to clear up. Because it's not intelligence the way people think of it. It's structure plus AI executing inside of that structure. Now, the thing that's changed recently is that tools are now allowing these to be built very easily and very cheaply. As an example, Claude released something called Claude Code. And what that can allow users to do is to start building these sequences themselves. And the sequences can be built with just your voice. So you can connect your tools, you can give it instructions, and then it can go out and start doing things for you. And so now we have people who aren't software engineers building agents inside of their own business. And along beside that, you now have this whole wave of people that are referred to as vibe coders. This is just where you use your voice or you type to describe what you want, and then AI builds the code for you. So the barrier to entry to creating this stuff has been lowered drastically. And that's why we're seeing so much momentum around it. But here's where people need to slow down. Because while the barrier to building something just dropped, the need for clarity around what you're building did not. And that's important because that's what determines whether this actually works or not. When most people hear AI agent, what they envision is a digital employee. You give it a goal, it thinks for a little while, it creates a plan, and then it executes. And then it just kind of goes and runs on its own. Or at least that's the picture. Right now, these things are only as good as the structure they're built in. And more importantly than that, we have to understand that these things are not making decisions the way that we think they are. They are producing outputs based on patterns, not judgment. And that is a huge difference because businesses are not just sequences. They are systems. They're full of trade-offs, timing, constraints, priorities, and people. And those are things that are constantly shifting inside of a business. So if the structure's not right, the output won't be right, even if the tool is really powerful. And this is the part that most people miss. They jump to, how do I build an agent? What should I automate? What tools should I use? And they do this before they've done the work of really understanding what matters most in their business. What order makes the most logical sense? What does a good decision actually look like? Where are we willing to take a risk versus where we are not? And when you skip that step, AI doesn't fix anything, but it exposes a lot of things. So now you have speed on top of confusion, automation on top of something that is misaligned. And instead of making better decisions, AI just makes faster mistakes. And this isn't a new pattern. This is something we see every time a new piece of technology shows up. CRM systems, marketing, automation, analytics platforms, people rush to adopt these tools. And they hope that this will provide them with some type of clarity, but the tools in and of themselves cannot provide clarity. But instead, they actually all require clarity. And AI is the most extreme example of this that we have ever seen. Because AI doesn't just execute, it amplifies. So if your thinking is clear, it can be incredibly powerful. And if it's not, it will just compound whatever problem you have. So when people are talking about AI agents replacing entire teams, the real question is, do you have enough clarity around your business to instruct something else to operate inside of it? Because if you cannot clearly define what matters most, what has to come first, what trade-offs you're willing to make, and what success actually looks like, then no system, whether it's AI or not, will be able to ever run your business or help you. And this is where people are getting it backwards. They're trying to automate before they understand. They're trying to move quickly without being pointed in the right direction. AI is not a shortcut to good thinking. It is an amplifier of it. So yeah, pay attention to agents. Pay attention to things like Claude Code. Keep your eye on what's happening with vibe coding. There's a real opportunity there, but don't skip the part that actually determines whether this works for you or not. Before you hand your business over to automation, make sure that you actually understand it.